Welcome back, my ravenous rebels, for another episode of Witch Doctor in the Kitchen. Thank you for joining us. As always, our usual disclaimers. If you're in the U.S. and under 21, don't drink and drive. If you're in another country, follow their rules, their guidelines, their laws for drinking. We have a lovely summer's day, so we made some spring rolls. But they're not your average spring rolls. They have an Alaskan twist to it. We added some of the wildflowers from up here. We have some dandelion, little bit of geranium, not much, and clover in them, so it should be good. We made a lime crema sauce as the dip, and we are drinking it down with a black mojito, so it should be fairly delicious. If it's your first time, fifth time, whatever, please subscribe. We like having you here, part of the family. Like the show if you like it. Leave a comment. If you try one of these, tell me what you think. If you use other wildflowers where you are to cook some things, let me know what you do. We would like to have that conversation here. All right. So one of the first things you need to do is go through and kind of clean the petals off the flowers you're going to use, because I have been outside and exposed to some things. All right, so real quick, these dandelions can be a little bit of a pain to harvest the yellow part out of it. So what I typically do is I'll take it, I'll rip it in half like I did, peel the inside, and grab my yellow pieces. All right, next we got the clover flower. These have been rinsing in the bowl. Very easy to harvest. Just go through. You're going to pick off the white parts. You're going to set them in your bowl. As you can see, this spring roll is going to be very time consuming. All right. All right, our last flower was geraniums, and it was very self-explanatory. After you clean them, let them dry, then you just peel the petals off and set them off to the side to use them when we make our spring rolls. All right, next up we have the bean sprouts, and I just basically rinsed these and got them ready. I wasn't going to chop them too fine. All right, next up is your basil. I'm just showing you the basil that I got. My basil did not grow this year, so I got some from the market. I'm gonna pick it all off and then give it a fine little chop. So let's do that again. Basil with a fine little chop. You kind of got to see some of the basil, but I didn't realize my cutting board was out of frame. Let me tell you, this smells amazing. And next up we have a little bit of watercress. I'm not going to chop it up, I'm just going to kind of leave it. Okay, and last but definitely not least for our internal ingredients, we are going to do some cucumber. So we're going to slice that up and get it ready, and then we'll have you back as soon as we're ready to warm up the wraps and put this all in there. All right, and we're back to put these together. I'm going to start with our wrap that was just sitting in the warm water. Now I have a friend who makes these kind of often, and she told me make sure you get the ones that are either from China or Vietnam, because they taste the best. So we're going to start with putting a little bit of each item in here. All right, and once you have your filling, and then you tightly Wrap it around. All right, so we have these ones that are done and they're ready for transport. I'll see you all when I make the drinks. All right, so now we're gonna do the sauce to go with those. And you start out with 2 cups of sour cream, half a cup of lime juice that is freshly squeezed, so that's right about 3 limes-ish. 1/4 cup of sugar. It says 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, which is about like that. And about 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic salt. And then you mix it all together like that. And then it'll come out to be kind of creamy. I'll show you the end product in just a second. I'm out of frame here. Okay, and there's the final sauce. You just basically want to whip and blend until there's no lumps left from the sour cream. And we will use that for our dipping sauce for our spring rolls. All right, so we're about to start off. We're gonna do our black mojitos here. So you're gonna need some mint leaves. Mine are like a purple green, but I just picked these from my garden too just a few minutes ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish, 9. Okay. Then you're gonna add some lime in there. It's about half a lime's worth. And then you're gonna do, I think it's like half an ounce of simple syrup. You're just gonna go ahead and pour that in there. You're gonna muddle it. You really want that mint and that lime. It's the lime that you're gonna have to squish a little bit more than the mint. Okay, so we have our stuff that is muddled. Next, we're doing white rum. We're doing kind of like a Bacardi thing. For the rum. Why? Because I have it. So we're gonna do a 60 ml pour. Then you're gonna do some ice in here. Then you're supposed to do some club soda. I realized that all my club soda was flavored like watermelon, so that wasn't gonna work. So we had some Diet Pepsi here. Or Diet 7-Up, one of those. A lemon lime beverage. And then you do a float, or typically 3/4 of an ounce of a dark rum. And that is your black mojito. So let's get these sent off, and we'll see you back here in a little bit for tasting notes.
Well, hey folks, welcome back to Cabin Fever, Alaska. We're just out here today. And the Tundra Witch Doctor in the Kitchen has been so gracious to bring us some food to try. And tonight she brought by some Alaska Wildflower spring rolls. Now, if you take a close look, you can see in here, there are some purple things. Those are wild geraniums. And we got some yellow stuff, that's a dandelion. And then some other things in here are, well, clover. And then I don't know what those other leaves are, but it's all wrapped up in a pretty nice little package. Let's give that a try. Pretty crunchy. I think those other leaves are something minty in there. Never ate a dandelion, so I can't tell you what that tastes like, but there's something minty in there. She got some lime cream sauce in it. Let's try it with that. The sauce makes it a little better. I like the textures of all that stuff in there. Very good. I don't know if I'm a fan of the wildflowers, but the crunchiness, they're not too bad. The crunchiness and all that stuff, all wrapped up in that package with the sauce. One thumbs up. Hey, now, she brought along, of course, a cocktail. This tonight is a black mojito. A black mojito, I don't know what's all in it, so if you're interested, click on that thing below and get the recipe. It's a very light drink, I would say. Light, not sweet. Got some bubbly, I would say, ginger ale, 7-Up in there, something like that. Can't identify much else except might be a little minty, but other than that, it's a pretty good drink. It's very cool for a good summer evening. Goes good with our spring, there we go. Goes good with the spring rolls. So, hey, all in all, thumbs up. Thank you, Tundra Witch Doctor in the Kitchen.
Yes, look at these lovely things. They're very pretty. So, like I said, we have our lime crema sauce. We have our black mojitos. Try this out. Oh my god, I love the sauce. Probably do something different than the soy beans. Not horrible, but it might be better with like rice. The basil tastes licoricey.
Well,
Taste the clover in there. I think the basil powders out a lot then.
this is a mojito.
It's a black mojito.
Oh, I'm excited. Very excited. Oh, babe. That's good.
It's definitely mojito. Sorry, I still have some of the spring roll now. It's very herbally when it's all mixed in. I think it's a word that I want to say. Herbally is not a word, but that's kind of how it is.
I like it.
I like the mojito. It tastes like a mojito with...
It's got like a bite to it.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I was going to say not really a kick,
I
but
don't know
like
if
it's
it's the
like...
mint or the rum, but it's got, like, mojitos typically have like that minty, fresh type of feeling, and this has more of a bite to it. It's like a harder mojito. It's good.
Yeah. So that probably is from the dark rum. And also the mint that I use, the mint that's in my garden is a mint julep, so it might have something to do with it. But yes, I recommend it. Try it. Let me know what you think of it.